Hi guys, my name is Oli from NiSi Photography, and today I'm going to talk about filters and how I use filters for my landscape photography. Take the moment to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and share my video. Like it if you like it. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So like I said, this episode is about filters, and here's a little disclaimer. I'm going to be using NiSi Flters. I am an ambassador for NiSi Flters, but they have nothing to do with this video. I have tried many filters before, and I'm not gonna talk badly about any other filters. I actually believe you can recommend a product without disrespecting somebody else. The reason why I chose NiSi and why I chose to be a NiSi ambassador was just the quality of the filters. It has extremely little color cast, and they're just all around very good filters. However, if you do not have NiSi filter or are you're not intending to buy NiSi filters anytime, this video apply for every other filters also. I'm not gonna be talking about the ones you screw on, the circular filters you screw on. I can't stand this stuff. I really like this filter system, which you kind of like just put on the camera and then you slide in the filters as you need them. And first of all, the simplest thing is the ND filters. If you need a slow shutter for whatever, and it's too bright outside, the sun is shining, it's just too bright for you to be able to slow your camera down to about 1 second or so without getting it overexposed, you will use an ND filter to slow that down. So, essentially, if you understand shutter speed and why you want to slow down shutter speed, why you want to slow shutter speed, ND filters is, pretty self-explanatory. They come in various types. This is a 10-stop, there's a 6-stop, there's a 3-stop, 15-stop even. Let me talk a little bit about graduated filters or grad filters. They come in various types. This, for example, is a 3-stop hard grad. And what that means really, the graduation is very short. If you have a horizon, clear horizon, not a mountain scenery or anything like that, this would be a good choice. But if you have like for example, a mountain scenery or trees or anything like that, what this does, let's say I was gonna darken the sky a little bit because my histogram is clipping. And I would use a hard grad. Everything kind of in the background, the mountains, the tree, and everything would darken as much as the sky. And that doesn't necessarily look good. And you will see this hard division in your photo. So in edit, you might have to adjust to edit this away. For that, I like the soft grad much better, because here's the thing, I don't use filters to get an effect. Like if I want to dark, dramatic clouds, I really don't use filter for that. I just do that in post. However, if my histogram is clipping the highlights, usually it's the sky, then I push down the filter just until my histogram is good again. When I got all the information I need in the histogram, I can work with that in post. Polarizer is a little overused, I feel. I've heard comment like, I always have my polarizer on because when it helps, it helps. But when it doesn't help, it really doesn't do any harm. That is a bad way to think about this. You know, first of all, you never put a filter on if you don't know why you're gonna use it. Always have a purpose. For example, if I need information back in my highlights, I use a grad filter. If I need to reduce glare on a specular surfaces, I can use polarizer. Some colors actually will pop if you polarize them. And it is a stop and a half down, so you can use it as an ND filter also. So just have that in mind. You know, never put. You have a very expensive glass here, which is the lens, and don't put other glass in front of this very expensive and good glass unless it has a purpose. So don't just do it because it won't probably do any harm. But if you're gonna get filters, get the good stuff. You know, get NiSi or other high-end filters, because if you have an expensive glass, you want good quality glass in front of that glass, because you know, if you ever shot out the window of your car, that's kind of very similar as a bad filter. If you have like a car with a tinted window, use that as an ND. That's the same as a bad ND filter. It just sucks. So don't waste. It's a waste of money. Cheap bad filters are a waste of money. Just don't buy it. Here's a short example on how I use polarizer and grad filters. This is Sigurd Gljúfur, sometimes called Valley of Tears. Beautiful spot, and it's a perfect spot for me to show you how I use my polarizer and my gradient filter. There are a few things that I see right off the bat. It's the blue water. I can see it's blue in camera, but it's you know, you can pop it even more with the polarizer. And also there's some glare in the water that it's really nice to get rid of, and you can get that with the polarizer. So I'm going to do that. Just gonna pop it on. So also what you get with the polarizer is you get about 1.5 stop down. So if you want to slow down the waterfall a little bit, or you don't want to use a 3-stop filter or a 6-stop filter, polarizer is actually perfect for that. Now with the polarizer, I wanna turn it and see where it looks good. And as you can see, the difference is amazing. How much more, how much the blue, how much the water, how much the blue pops, and as you get rid of the glare from the water. But I'm a little blown out in the sky, as you can see here in the histogram, and then I'm gonna use a gradient filter. This is a 3-stop soft grad from NiSi. Put it in. As you can see, when I push it down like this, I just move it until the histogram is within bounds. Then I shoot. Okay, now let's look at this in edit. Here we are in Lightroom with 3 files. This file I took with no filters, and as you can see, it's boring. You know, there is the blue in the river looks kind of washed out, and it has glare on it. It's just not very nice, and the sky is blown out. As you can see here in the top right corner, this is the histogram for the photo. On the left side, it's okay. It's touching, you know, here in the bottom, but it's within bounds in the shadow. So the shadows are not clipping. I have all the information in the shadows. In the highlights, however, here on the right side, it's touching and then some. I know I don't have all the info. I can see it on my image. If I try to bring that back somehow, I can get back details there, but where it's completely blown out, it will just look gray, you know, ugly gray. It doesn't look good. So let's fix these 2 problems. Firstly, I want to deal with the river. I do that with a polarizer. I add the polarizer and bam, all of a sudden the glare is gone. I can see here, you know, the moss in the river looks absolutely beautiful, and this is the color I saw when I was standing at the edge of the cliff there. And also, because the polarizer is a 1.5 ND, it slows this, it reduces the light for about 1.5 stop. I can see the waterfalls it's down to 0.3 second. And the waterfall look nice, you know, it's not too much. I don't like it too white and cloudy. I like some definitions in the waterfall, and this is fine. And then I have the sky. On the third picture, I added the you can see the histogram here, still touching the right side of the histogram wall there, and I add the filter, and boom, here my details are back. I don't see a massive difference in the cloud itself, but I can see on the histogram I have all my information back, so I can adjust this however I want. If I want to keep it bright like this, I'm going to keep it, but if my style is more dark and dramatic, so I can also do that, because I have all the info. Can you believe it's true? So that's a little more, you know, in the direction that I would edit this photo. Huge different from the first shot. Added the filter, added the polarizer, added the gradient filter, and did a minor edit, you know, like you saw. This was just a minor edit to make a point. And you can see my histogram in this photo is well within bounds of the histogram. Many people say that, you know, the correct histogram would be to get the curve all the way from the lower left corner here, and you know, all the data, and then here on the right corner it should stretch completely between. It's, you know, people who want to do that, I'm fine with that. I don't do that. I used to do it like that. I just don't do it anymore. I like to especially keep a little bit of space here with the blacks, because, you know, I just find it more appealing. It's softer. It's just the contrast area is not completely black. Sometimes it just looks completely black, and I don't like that. And same with the white. Too bright. I don't like it. I would maybe edit this a little bit more, but for the sake of this episode, I'm gonna make do with this. So, hope you enjoyed this video. It is, you know, there's a lot more to be told about filters, but you know, this is the basic use as I use it. And like I said, even if I'm using NiSi, the same goes for every type of filter there is. Don't get the cheap stuff. It's cheap for a reason. Subscribe to my channel, share this video, like it if you like it. See you next time. Bye.